string noise can build up without you even touching the other strings. For example, I'll strike this high note on this string, and then I'll mute the bottom three, and you'll hear these strings resonating, even though I didn't even come close to striking them. And that noise builds up, even if you're not touching those other strings. If you're not controlling for that bleed, those strings will get louder and louder the more you strike other notes. So the first thing I learned to do is control at least the top 3 or top 4 strings with this part of my palm to get that chug sound. Required my palm to be halfway on the bridge and halfway on the strings. But when you're trying to control for string noise, you have to force your hand to be all the way on the strings, off the bridge, to get maximum muting potential. The skill that you really want to develop is trying to keep your palm on those top strings as much as possible while you're playing, but of course only on the strings that you're not actually playing on. If I was playing on this string, I want my palm only on those top 2 strings. So as you go up in strings, you're rotating your wrist a little bit more to start muting the next string you're not playing on, essentially. But once you get to the higher strings, it gets harder and harder to selectively mute the strings like that. If you're up here, it can be hard to mute that string with your palm alone. And so we should mute the strings with our palm the best we can, but we can also be muting the strings with our index finger, as long as it's not in use. Every time I landed on a note like that, where it's more likely that you'll get string noise bleeding through, I've had to train my index finger to jump up and mute the strings above it. And this is all kind of a cumulative effect. You know, it adds up. The more strings you can mute, the more often, the less you'll have that bleed through noise, and the cleaner your guitar playing will sound. As opposed to if you really want to impress the Guitar Center employees, you won't put one of these things on. You'll just be able to control the string noise for your lead parts, and it will sound just as clean as if you had one on.